The only thing that really matters is what happens next, right? Like and I actually think like the Twins are set up, in my opinion, for one of the most interesting off seasons in recent years. That doesn't mean that the on-field product in 2026 is going to be good. I think we're probably all leaning towards it's going to be pretty bad. But there's
Mhm.
storylines here that I think are really compelling. New minority owners. Who are those people? Payroll. We think it's going down, but we don't know to what extent. That's kind of interesting. Are Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez going to be on the roster next year? How on earth will they build a bullpen out of the smoldering ashes of what's left from last year? Um, the rotation, there's kind of 5 guys who you might call like quad A, but really talented arms that could be like 3-win pitchers. Like who's gonna start out in the rotation? How and who do you trust out of the line? Like there's so many interesting and compelling things I think about this offseason. And yeah, I just saw a lot of people getting worked up about the presser. And I get it because I think that's mostly frustration about a lack of transparency from the front office and ownership combined with frustration about the general state of play on the field in 2026. Do you think that's a fair
Yeah, for sure.
reaction to where people's, feelings are coming from?
Yeah, because it was super frustrating, and you try to be loyal to a franchise, and that ownership just kind of seems to screw you out of your fandom, right?
Yep.
And it's unfortunate, but I think that's kind of the sad reality to where we're sitting. But yeah, I think you're 100% right when you say where and what happens next is very, very interesting, because this could go in a lot of directions. I think we probably um, have an opinion about what we think is going to happen,
Yep.
but as far as what payroll is going to be, we don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at the presser yesterday, and we had a side session with Falvey after the main introduction and Q&A session, and there were still unclear answers on what we can even expect with payroll, what's changing, what isn't changing, who these limited partners are. And then Lavelle, who was also there, just had an column published earlier this afternoon with some direct quotes from Joe Pollad. I think he was able to snag him just for a one-on-one while the rest of us were doing our side session interviews with Shelton and Falvey. And Pollad kind of just indicated in this article that he would kick himself if he revealed who these potential limited partners are before the year is over. So I think it's going to be a very long, boring couple of months to end out the 2025 calendar for Minnesota Twins roster action. I think one of the more exciting things we're definitely going to see in the next couple of months is probably who gets added and protected from the Rule 5 draft. And there is some excitement there, and that's definitely part of the future episode. But I think that's kind of what we have to look for. If you remember 2 off seasons ago, I think Josh Stamma was like the only guy they signed who was on the major league roster before the new year. So I think that's kind of the expectations of what we're going to have moving forward now that the manager is secured.
Good times, Theo. Way to put a dampener on what I was already feeling sad about.
Well, let's see. Can I get the right sound effect for the? Oh no, we're not going to do that one.
We need the
That's
sad
not what I'm gonna lie.
trombone sound effect as well for every time
Well,
we have
there's
to
a
talk about payroll.
screaming man sound effect, and I don't want to test that one here. That's one we'll test before we go live and recording next time.